Hi, this is Anil and welcome to the video tutorial for the Learning Lad on C++ programming. So in the last tutorial we have learned what are the generic functions and also how to define the generic functions using the template. So in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to pass multiple parameters of the same type to a generic function and also how to return the values from a generic function. Alright, so here first what we're going to do is we're going to build a generic function which is going to take two parameters, more than one. So first we need to use the keyword template because it's a template function, and then we need to use the less than symbol, greater than symbol, and here we need to write the keyword class or type name and then the identifier, let's say capital T, and you guys can use any identifier you want, and then we need to specify the return type. Now first I'm going to show you how to pass multiple parameters. So I'm going to write the return type as void, and then let's call it as display, and then here the parameters, the parameters are going to be of type T. So it's going to be T, let's say X, and T, let's say Y. So in this body what we're going to do is we're going to print out the values of this X and Y. So I'm going to use cout X, and I'm just going to say and then I'm going to insert Y, and let's end this line. Alright, now we have defined a generic function which is going to take two parameters of same type. It can be any type, but these two parameters must be of same type. Either int, float, char, string, whatever it is must be of same type. The next thing that I want you guys to teach you is how to write the function prototyping when we use the template functions. So you guys can copy this from here and you guys can paste it here before the main function and add the semicolon. Here if you want to use this variable names, you guys can use it, or if you want to remove it, you guys can remove it. It doesn't matter. Alright, now in our main function what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this display function. So it's gonna be display, and here we can pass two parameters. This function is gonna take two parameters, and also these two parameters must be of same type, either int or char or float or string or whatever it is, it must be of same type. So I'm just gonna pass, let's say 20 and 30, and if I build and run this, now we get 20 and 30, and I'm just gonna call it again, and I'm gonna pass let's say Anil and Anjali, and again I'm gonna call this display, and I'm gonna pass, let's say 12.36 and 56.78, any value, and I'm just gonna build and run this, and we get 20 and 30, Anil and Anjali, 12.36 and 56.78. Now here this display function is taking two parameters, and that two parameters must be of same type. So I can't pass Anil and 26 here. If I try to do that, I'll get the error, and you guys can see, and if I open up the logs, it says no matching function call to display const char 5 and int. So when we use this generic function, make sure that when we have only one type and multiple parameters, that parameters must be of same type. Either int, char, float, whatever it is must be of same type. And also here if we have specified any standard data type such as int in the second parameter, then this will be valid. Alright, the next thing that I want you guys to teach you is how to return the values from the generic functions or the template functions. So here we're gonna define another function. So it's gonna be template, and then less than and greater than symbol, and we can use type name or class. This time I'm gonna use class, and then let's say T, and here we're gonna return the return type. Our function is gonna return the values, and that value is gonna depend on the type of data we're gonna pass. If you are passing any integer values, the return value is gonna be of integers, and if you are passing any floating point values, the return values are going to be of floating point type. So I can refer to this T here, the type, and then the function name. Let's say maxi, and then this function is gonna take two parameters. Let's say tx and ty, and here what we're gonna do is we're gonna return, and before that we're gonna check whether this x is greater than y. If it is so, greater than or equal to y. If it is so, we're gonna return x, else we're gonna return y. That's it. Now we're gonna prototype this, so I'm gonna copy this and paste it here and add the semicolon, and here I'm gonna use this maxi function. So it's gonna return some values depending on our past parameters. So I'm gonna use cout, and I just gonna call this maxi, and I'm gonna pass, let's say 20 and 30, integer values, and let's end this line, and I just gonna copy this line and paste it again, and here I just gonna pass 20.56 to 56 and 3.897, whatever it is. All right, now I'm gonna build and run this, and you guys can see here it returned 30 when we pass this 20 and 30. That's because 30 is the maximum number, and then it returned 20.256, the largest number. All right, so here when we use this template functions or the generic functions, and you have only one type, at that time if your function is taking multiple parameters of the same type, then that parameters must be of same type. And also you guys can return the values from this generic function, and your return value is gonna depend on the type of parameter passed. Then you guys can use that type as the return type. Alright guys, this is how you guys can pass multiple parameters to a generic function, and also this is how you guys can return values from a generic function. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like my Facebook page, and stay updated with the latest videos that we're gonna make, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.